Music has been synonymous with the Grand Theft Auto franchise ever since the series entered the third dimension with Grand Theft Auto 3. In a franchise centered around driving, the radio songs became the soundtrack to every heist, police chase, or deal gone wrong. Everyone who has played a GTA game, which is, let's be real, pretty much everyone at this point, has a memory or a story of them on a mission where the in-game radio synced up perfectly with their escape, or their drive-by, or whatever crime they're feeling like on a given day. Being in a GTA game can give songs a brand new lease of life, as Rockstar Games pulls together thematic and period-appropriate tracks to fill the various in-universe radio stations. For this video, I want to take a look at each mainline entry in the series and talk about how the radio helps enhance each game, adding to the overall feeling behind each world. We're also going to take a look at the original soundtrack and themes from each game as well. I'm not sure enough to try and rank songs or radio stations, or say this one should have been left out, risk being torn apart by people on the internet, because that's scary. I think it would be more fun to just talk and reminisce about each game and the tunes that came along with it. Unfortunately, I also can't really play audio from any of the songs, and risk getting my 16-year-old YouTube account torn down on the very first video uploaded to the channel. But, you know, what can you do? With the series' first foray into 3D came unprecedented success. One of the best-selling PS2 games of all time, GTA 3 really propelled the franchise into a household name. Even I was playing it at the ripe old age of 4 years old, which was amazing for my development. As I explored the streets of Liberty City as a wide-eyed innocent child, completely unaware of what was actually happening in the game at all times, I just liked driving around in the cars and, you know, maybe hitting people once or twice. I even naively thought the most famous NPCs in GTA were what I called street nurses. They made your health go up, so it just made sense. To start with, let's look at the main theme for the game. It might not be what you initially expect. It's pretty chilled out. It's quite opposed to the chaos we're causing in the game. But I think it works pretty well. It fits the New York vibe, the mobster theme, and all the characters in the game. As for the radio in this game, there's not really much to talk about. It's the starting point, which is kind of the nicest thing you can say for it. The stations are a really odd mix. There's no specific rock station, but instead there is a classical music station. Each one only runs around 5 or 6 songs. There's nothing really wrong with the music in this game, it's just not very developed yet. It was before Rockstar found themselves with gigantic budgets that they could use to pay for a lot more music licenses. The station highlights to me are Flashback FM, which plays a bunch of songs from the Scarface soundtrack, including Push It to the Limit and She's on Fire, and Chatterbox, which is the first appearance of Laszlo in the franchise, who we'll see a lot more going forward as a talk radio host. To me, the most iconic and funniest station in GTA 3 is easily MSX FM, which is the weird jungle pirate radio DNB one. Funny enough, this station has the most songs on it, and it's easily the most memorable. Now this is where things get good. Some would even say the soundtracks peaked here in Vice City as we hit the streets of Florida in the 1980s. First things first, the main theme. It's obviously pretty iconic, and it just fits so well, especially the sting you get at the end of every mission. You just don't get sick of it. As for the radio, there's too many songs to talk about and single out, so I guess we'll start at the beginning. The very first song you hear when you get into your first car is scripted to be none other than fucking Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. That's within the first 5 minutes of the game. You pop through the initial cutscene, get in a car, and then bang, hit with an MJ with one of his most popular songs. Or at least, you were. Sadly, this is the game where the first license issues pop up, with all versions of the game since the 10th anniversary in 2012 missing some key songs like Billie Jean or Wow by Kate Bush and many others. Despite these losses though, there's still plenty of incredible and iconic songs still here. Vice City started my favourite reoccurring thing on GTA Radio, which you're going to see a lot more of in this video. The requisite Hall & Oates song on every single soundtrack, starting in this game with Out of Touch. This might be the best song ever made full stop, and it's made even better when you're cruising down Ocean Drive in a Banshee with a 5-star wanted level. Flash FM, the station that plays this song, might be the most recognised station in GTA history, and I'm fully expecting it to return in GTA 6. Other highlights from Flash include Self Control by Laura Branigan, incredible. Call Me by Go West, incredible. Video Killed the Radio Star by The Buggles, incredible. I don't know why, but this is the song from the game I remember the most in my childhood for some reason. There must be some key brain development that happened. Hearing this song as I committed vehicular manslaughter at the ripe old age of 6. But of course, this is Grand Theft Auto Vice City, so there's a lot more good music to talk about. We've got Fever 105, featuring Fat Larry's bands Act Like You Know and Corner the Gang's Summer Madness, and V-Rock, featuring Iron Maiden's 2 Minutes to Midnight and Quiet Riot's Come On Feel the Noise, which must have been a lot of people's introduction to some good 80s rock. We also see some original songs for this station, done by the band Love Fist, who you can meet in game and complete missions for. They have plenty of songs on this station. To me, Emotion 98.3 is the station that stands toe-to-toe with Flash FM. For more soft pop and ballads over Flash's synth pop, this station is wall-to-wall classics. It's hard to even pick highlights without just saying every single song. I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight, Broken Wings, Never Too Much by Luther Vandross, Africa by Toto. You know what? Forget Flash. This is the best station in the game. Vice City is where music and GTA really became interlinked. Ask anyone who's played it about their memories of playing VC, and I can almost guarantee they will mention a few of the songs I mentioned at some point. It's insane how after GTA 3's pretty modest soundtrack, a year later they expanded so much for Vice City. This game really wouldn't be the same without these tracks. They did so much for the vibe and the world building. Now I know you've heard that tune before. One of the most recognised main themes in anything ever? You knew right from when you first loaded up GTA San Andreas what you were getting into when you heard this song. In that same note, we all know the Mission Complete sound clip. Respect Plus would just not hit the same without it. San Andreas takes us to 1992 California and brings with it West Coast rap, R&B, soul, classic rock and country. To me, the most memorable stations in this game are Radio Los Santos, home of contemporary rap, and K-Dust, the classic rock station. Naming highlights from either of these is hard because they really are straight bangers from start to finish. Los Santos is full of classics like Nothing But a G-Thang, It Was a Good Day, Express Yourself. Really sets the scene for CJ's rampage across San Andreas. I feel like it's essential to any San Andreas playthrough to blast Radio Los Santos as you cruise around the city itself for the first time just to set the mood. It suits this chapter of the game so perfectly. Other than a few tracks in GTA 3, this is where we start to see hip-hop become a key part of GTA soundtracks, which we'll naturally see a lot more going forward as well. A nice little touch from this game that I absolutely love as well, is that when you're occasionally just walking around, you'll hear CJ randomly start singing a few of the songs from the radio. It sounds a bit silly, but small things like this really make the game come alive, and I hope Rockstar brings this back for GTA 6, because as far as I know, we've never seen it again. Other stations are full of highlights also. Some of these include Candy by Cameo on the Funky Bounce FM, Welcome to the Jungle and Killing in the Name on the grungy Radio X. Of my soul enjoyers out there, we've got tracks like Motown Philly and Belle Biv DeVoe's Poison on CSR, one of my favourite songs ever. I don't know why, but whenever I play this game, K-Dust is the station I come back to and leave on for the majority of the playthrough. It's just filled from top to bottom with classic rock bangers. This selection of songs is filled with some of my favourite, and inarguably the best, rock songs of all time. I'm just going to start listing them because I think they speak for themselves. Slow Ride, Barracuda, Hold the Line by Toto, which isn't as good as Africa from Vice City, but what is? Young Turks, Eminence Front by The Who, 2 Tickets to Paradise, White Wedding, and the crown jewel, Freebird. If you own this game, open it right now, go to the desert, the countryside, the Las Venturas Strip, get a nice car, pop on K-Dust, sit there and wait for Slowbird to come on. Then, just drive. Boom. Top 10 life experience of all time. Also, I mentioned in Vice City, this game is missing the required Hall & Oates song, so it's actually the worst soundtrack in the GTA history. So, do better, Rockstar. And don't let it happen again. That theme song. It's like a top 5 soundtrack song across anything ever. It's just so good. I've always wondered how as a rapper never sampled this. This isn't even the only amazing theme song from this game alone, with the ballad theme being just as good if not better. Every single person who's played the ballad DLC has sat there, on the pause screen, just vibing away to the down-tempo version of this theme, and I mean every single one. Something that I'm wishing they bring back for GTA 6, and something that's completely absent from 5, is Mission Complete music, which in this game, GTA 4, is amazing. The way it builds up as you complete more and more elaborate missions is incredible. At the start of the game, completing missions sounds like this. Halfway through it sounds like this. And in game, it sounds like this. I genuinely love this. Other than the song being a bop, it really makes you feel like you're rising up the ranks and immerses you more in Nico's journey throughout the criminal underworld. Even better, they vary it sometimes. Sometimes the mission ends on a sour note, so it wouldn't really feel appropriate to play this rousing music, right? Rockstar knew this, and even set up some sad mission end stingers exclusive for a couple of the worst resulting missions in the game. Please bring this back for GTA 6. Maybe even with a different jingle for Jason and Lucia, and then when you complete a mission with both of them, elements of their theme combines into a new jingle. If they haven't taken that, I think they're missing out, and I think Rockstar should buy that idea from me. After the 80s and 90s settings of the previous two games, GTA 4 takes us back to the modern day of 2008, which is 17 years ago. Well, it still feels modern to me. If anything, by being set in a time period that I imagine a lot of other players, actually lived through, the soundtrack feels a lot more nostalgic. It feels like a nice time capsule for our childhoods. And the small thing for GTA 4 that really adds to the oppressive atmosphere the game's going for: no ambient music. GTA 5 has this with short tracks and loops playing throughout missions to punctuate the action. But in GTA 4, gunfights are silent other than the sounds of the gunfire and Nico yelling at whoever's getting blasted on that particular mission. It's a little thing, but if there's any sort of backing tracks, it'd give the fights a different feeling. It's better this way. For me, the standout station in GTA 4 has to be The Vibe, the R&B station. They've got a great mix of tracks in the last few decades, with classics like Freakin' You by Jodeci, Pony by Genuine, mixed with more modern at the time tracks like Because of You by Neo, to genre essentials like Inner City Blues by Marvin Gaye and Footsteps in the Dark by the Isleys. It's just a great mix. And obviously, The Beat 102.7, hosted by none other than famous radio DJ Funk Flex. If you've never seen that 20-minute clip of him playing and replaying Otis for the first time, you haven't lived. And in game, his dialogue is just as good. This is without even talking about the track list. We got songs like Go Hard by DJ Khaled, Flashing Lights and Love Lockdown by Kanye, Dangerous by Akon. Incredible. We also have to talk about Vladivostok FM, which I think I pronounced right. I don't know why, but when this game came out, me and my dad used to play this game together every day, and when it launched, every car was always playing the station. I don't know if it was a bug or what, but it just filled with incomprehensible Russian songs that we, for some reason, loved. Sadly, pretty much every original song from this station has been removed due to copyright and replaced by new songs, which just aren't as good, but we'll always have the memories. Now GTA 4 does do a couple of cool new things that we'll definitely see going forward. The first is more radio songs created specifically for the game, with a bunch of tracks on the aforementioned rap station being originals. These are cool. They don't feel like soundtrack songs, but they are fun hearing them say things like Liberty City instead of New York, for example. The second important thing this game did is expanding the radio with more songs over the game's lifespan, with the game's 2 DLCs each bringing new tracks and new stations. Lost and Damned added more metal representation, while Ballad of Gay Tony really expanded the dance selection, adding some iconic songs like Piano, one of the most GTA 4 songs. Now, Rockstar really cut it close here because they missed out on the required by law Hall & Oates song up until these DLCs, which added Vice City FM, and with it their song Man Eater. Thank God for that, or we were going to have some fucking trouble. Now here's the big one. To me, Grand Theft Auto 5 is the best game so far for music, with a soundtrack that might actually be the best collection of licensed music across any form of entertainment ever created. The soundtrack is so fast, and thank God for that, because we've all been hearing these songs for 12 years straight. I don't see much discussion around the theme song for this game, but it's still pretty good. It's not as good as GTA 4's, but nothing is. The big new thing for GTA 5 is the ambient soundtrack, composed by highly acclaimed rap producers The Alchemist and Oh No. These are the songs you hear during missions both in story mode and online while you're on foot, and they kind of fit the more bombastic Hollywood vibe this game is going for. Now, the radio. 22 stations, 500 songs or more, wall-to-wall bangers. Where do I even start? How about with the most popular station, Non-Stop Pop FM? I don't care how niche you think your music taste is, there are songs on Non-Stop Pop that you'll like. There are songs that everyone likes. Have
Have you ever met someone in your life that doesn't like Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz? Or Lady Hear Me Tonight? I didn't think so. Honestly, I'm just going to list some more of these tracks because they speak for themselves. Glamorous, West End Girls, Only Girl in the World, Music Sounds Better With You, Midnight City, our government mandated Hall & Oates song Adult Education. I Want It That freaking way. It's physically not possible to not have fun driving around Los Santos listening to these songs. Our returning station from San Andreas, Radio Los Santos, is honestly the reason I got into rap music as a whole. Hell, this game really got me into music in general. It's a bit embarrassing to admit, but it introduced me to so many artists and gave me a gateway into a lot of different genres. From Radio Los Santos alone, we have Kendrick, Rocky, Future, Freddie Gibbs, Nipsey, hell, even a relatively unknown at the time, Travis Scott. Space 102, the funk station, gave me a great appreciation for this genre, with songs like Give It To Me Baby by Rick James and Skeletons by Stevie Wonder. Radio Mirror Park clued me into a lot of the indie sounds of the time, including, come on, probably the GTA 5 song, Sleepwalking by the Chain Gang of 1974. This song was featured in the final trailer for the game, the one that's played on TV every 5 seconds, the one that signaled that the wait for GTA 5 was finally over. Los Santos Rock Radio, another insane track list. Radio Gaga, Baker Street, Higher Love, Carry On Wayward Son, Fortunate Song. It's so hard to not just list every single song on these stations, to be honest. We saw this in previous games. We get a lot more stations hosted by famous celebrities in GTA 5 as well, with Cara Delevingne running non-stop pop, Kenny Loggins behind Los Santos Rock Radio, Bootsy Collins for Space, DJ Pooh for West Coast Classics, and more. The soundtrack for this game just kept growing and growing over the years as well, with several GTA Online updates bringing in new stations. Now, I'm biased here, but the best one of these post-launch stations is easily Blonded FM. I'm a huge Frank Ocean fan, and to get a radio station in GTA with not only some of his songs but a big variety of songs from other genres, hosted in part by the man himself, I don't really know how they did it. One of music's most secretive artists coming together with one of gaming's most secretive companies. I still remember seeing Frank tease the station on his Tumblr account and drag around aimlessly for hours on the day it released just to hear each of the songs. Again, I'm biased, but have you seen this track list? We get 6 Frank Ocean songs including Nights and Chanel, some of the best songs ever, mixed in with songs like Codeine Crazy, which is Future's best song ever, the Aphex Twin track, the Burial track, the UK National Anthem, which is Man Don't Care by JME and Giggs, which is not what I ever expected to hear in GTA, but man was I happy to hear it. There really is so much to talk about on this game's radio soundtrack, and so many memories attached to each one. The beep song on the Spanish station that's playing in every single taxi, the electronic station that was on in the background of the infinitely loading intro mission of GTA Online that everyone was stuck in for the first few days after launch, discovering that there is a real reggae remix of Royals by Lorde on the Blue Arc station, which I guarantee you some of you have never heard. Even the stations that I imagine 99% of the community barely listen to hide some incredible songs. I remember driving around a few years ago realizing that one of my favourite songs ever, Hive by Vince Staples, had been on this damn game the entire time, hidden on Worldwide FM at the bottom left of the radio wheel, which I never swapped to. There's songs on here that after 12 years, I'm still not sure if I've ever heard in game. It's a sort of small comfort in a way. After all this time, there's still content and joy to be extracted from this game that we've all played so much, maybe too much. Our final day of GTA 5 before 6 releases is going to be amazing, driving around LS one final time, punctuated by the tracks we've all come to love. I'd love to know, what station are you going to put on for your final drive around San Andreas before we all head over to Vice City? Also, obviously not a GTA game, but we have to mention Red Dead Redemption 2. Filled with beautiful original songs from start to finish, but the standout here is easily Unshaken by D'Angelo. If getting Frank Ocean to do a station in GTA 5 wasn't evidence enough of Rockstar's motion, they dragged out the most elusive musician of all time to create an original song for this game. Wow. There's only 1 year left until we're all causing havoc in Vice City again. At the time of writing this, we haven't heard the GTA 6 theme yet, but you already know it's going to be incredible, just like every other part of this game. We've only got 2 songs, the ones in the trailers that we can assume with pretty much 99.9% certainty are going to be in the game. One being Love Is a Long Road by Tom Petty, which is pretty much the perfect song they could have chosen for trailer 1, and will most likely sit on the game's classic rock station. It was a nice full circle moment with a lot of younger people at the time being introduced to Tom Petty via San Andreas, and now a whole new generation hears him for the first time in GTA 6. Then, in the freshly released trailer 2, we got Hot Together by the Pointer Sisters, which I really enjoyed. I thought it fit great with the story of Jason Lucia, and will most likely sit on the game's equivalent of non-stop pop. Or maybe they'll split the pop tracks into a modern station and a classic station. So, I guess as we have no more information, it's time to speculate on what we're going to get music-wise, with a couple of things I already want to see. Okay, first one, I'd love it if Jason and Lucia would sing along to a couple of songs every now and again. I think it'd be fun. I think one of the Far Cry's does this, maybe the most recent one. Plus if they're together, they could do a little duet on certain songs. I remember this from Saints Row 4, one of the most memorable parts of that game was where the boss and Pierce duet Just a Friend by Biz Markie. For some reason that's the only part of that game that's ever stuck with me. I mentioned it in the GTA 4 part, but we really need mission end themes. They were sorely missing from GTA 5, just a nice little bit of immersion building. As for stations, we'll definitely get a classic rock station. I'd expect an 80s themed station to cash in on Vice City nostalgia, and to give us our required Hall & Oates song. They were given a station for modern rap with a particular emphasis on Florida rappers like Denzel Curry and XXXTentacion. I think R&B will be given its own station again. I bet SZA will be a mainstay on that. Pop is obvious. I think they'll do a mix of classic pop with more modern songs. Blinding Lights is often mentioned as a shoe-in for GTA 6, and I could see that, along with some more of the more modern pop girls like Sabrina Carpenter and Chapel Roan. I'd also expect to see a lot of Latin-influenced stations, which just makes sense both geographically, being set in Florida, but also with the explosion in popularity Latin music has seen since GTA 5. I think they'll try and top the number of stations in GTA 5, at least the launch amount, so I think we'll expect a huge range of genres. Pretty much no matter what, there'll be a station you can enjoy. I think we'll also see a lot of stations hosted by real-life celebrities, particularly artists from the genre of the station once again. As for the Hall & Oates song, it'll be Rich Girl, it just makes sense. Now, as we're in Miami, you know who Rockstar should really put in this game? Two Florida artists, two beloved titans of the game? Yeah, DJ Khaled and Pitbull. They're coming. Maybe, I don't know. It'll be funny. No matter what songs we get, I know the music is going to play a huge role in the GTA 6 experience, like it has in every single game since Vice City. Lots of new memories to be made, new songs to be discovered, and I'm so excited for that first drive around the state of Leonida, excitedly flipping between stations. As the marketing cycle for GTA 6 ramps up, I'm sure Rockstar will keep picking the perfect songs for each trailer, and before we know it, the game will be in our hands. Let me know, what's your favourite GTA radio station ever? What moment have you had playing one of these games that was enhanced by the backing track? Thanks for watching this far in a trip down memory lane, and a little look ahead of what's to come. Bye!